How's it hanging, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Duels video. We're back on the road to top 10 in the world, although this series has taken quite a slow start. So today I'm going to be playing much more disciplined, trying to make only rational and good decisions in my games. And we're facing Yit, who we almost beat in episode 1, I believe it was, of the road to top 10. And so this one should be an interesting one. We should be somewhere in Mexico here. I'm wondering about Cancun. Obviously, we got knocked out there recently in one of the episodes. Oh, Cancun, no! I'm wondering though, is it too flat or something like that? Yeah, I'm actually not too sure. A lot of palms, so I'm thinking of going around there, but maybe I should just hedge. I think I see some hills in the background, so I think I will just hedge near Mexico City here instead. And it was actually, yeah, in Monterrey, so that makes a bit more sense. Cancun would have been pretty bad there in terms of points, so 650. Also, I believe Yit is actually playing no moving as well, so that means we don't have to panic so much and go quickly if we're not comfortable with our guess. But okay, this one should be somewhere in northern Peru, I would say. Fairly flat, fairly dry. I think putting the pressure on here could be a good idea just because we have this yellow number plate here. Ends up being near Lima, so that does make sense. And more damage for Yit there. Unfortunately, we couldn't see any mountains. I don't know if there were any, but yeah, okay. So slow it down a little bit, make good guesses only, I think should be our tactic from here. This should be somewhere in Greece, kind of an interesting climate, but yeah, we do have Greek language here, so presumably it is somewhere in Greece. I remember seeing like no number plates on this island a few times, so I'm thinking of guessing there. Also because it feels like a little bit, not quite tropical, but kind of coastal, so I could see that, or maybe just one of the islands over this side. Maybe that's more likely, to be honest. I think I'll guess an island over here instead, but hopefully it's not that one where I just switched off of. Ends up being kind of over that direction anyway, so that's fine, and we take a little bit more damage here, so definitely not the greatest start, but also nothing too bad before we hit the multipliers. So this one feels like Indonesia. I'm trying to think where this fence would be. Would this be a Lesser Sunda Island or something like that? Could certainly see it. It's a bit more of a rickety fence. Yeah, I think I kind of like that, to be honest. I'm not exactly sure. In fact, it might be a little bit too risky. I could see Sumatra as well. That's the problem here. But okay, I'm gonna try it. Let's try. Let's go West Nusa, and it was actually in the Lesser Sunda Islands. Okay, based on those fences, that's the first time I've ever used the Indo fences for a good guess, but it works. We'll take it. And he guesses out in the ocean. He wasn't quite sure. To be fair, was a hard round. Okay, this one should be somewhere in Ecuador, I imagine. Yeah, and we see the city name there, so that's good. We just go straight in for here. Obviously, we're gonna get really close. That's kind of unlucky for him because we take a bit of extra healing, but to be honest, we're about on the same health anyway. So, okay, it's completely even, heading into 1.5 times damage. I'd love to take this win because it's huge points if we manage it. So this one should be Russia, fairly far south, I imagine. It's fairly flat as well. Winter coverage, so has to be somewhere in the south. I think Saratov area could work nicely here, Volgograd. Architecture might remind me of quite south here, so I am thinking of going in Volgograd instead. But yeah, we'll see, I guess. Yep, he's guessed, let's just go in for it. And so it was actually right on the border there. So that could have been like a knockout round had we made a particularly good guess or bad guess or something, but it was not. And this one looks like Thailand to me, very dry. Will we see a Thai pole anywhere? Maybe not. Maybe this is Cambodia. I can see Cambodia here as well. We do have a stubby antenna, so it should be Cambodia. And so if it's so dry, where do I think it should be? I guess there are quite a few dry parts around Phnom Penh. Also in the north of the country could work here. I think I'm gonna try Phnom Penh, kind of like near the Vietnam border. It's a bit risky, but I'm gonna go for it. And okay, it was in the north part, so yeah, I guess if it did look like Thailand like that, kind of made sense for it to be up there, but again, just 500 points. I knew that nothing too bad would happen if I did it for a bit of an experimental guess here, but okay, next one should be somewhere in Singapore with these double yellows on the outside. So we got a black number plate over there, feeling pretty good for this. I mean, I don't really know why he's taken so long, but let's just guess in central Singapore here. I imagine it will be exactly there. And so he gets a little bit closer, understandable indeed. So not been the best multiplier section so far, but also not been the worst either. So we're heading into 3 times damage. It's really anyone's game here. I'm really hoping that I can pull through with some nice and considered guesses here. This one is interesting indeed. So we have some like concrete poles. Is that a Thai lamppost? I think it might be here. The lack of Google car meta really makes sense as well. So I think I'm gonna guess in like kind of southern here. I could even see peninsula, but it is very flat. So yeah, ends up just being south of Bangkok, right near the peninsula, so it does make a lot of sense, and a little bit more damage onto me, unfortunately. So yeah, good guess by Yit again. And we have an all-white road lines here, kind of a strange round, I would say. What does that say? America? Was this in Chile? I think it's Chilean, right? Yeah. So let's see if we can get a good read on this one. So what did it say there? It said like America and Versacio. We also have like snow-capped mountains here. I don't think this is too far south, but I'm gonna take a look. Yeah, I don't think it's too far south, but I guess I'll get a little bit further south than I had it. Yeah, it was pretty northern there actually. So similar guesses. And where was that actually? What was it? Was that like just a suburb name or something like that? I can't really work out what it was trying to say, but okay. Next one here feels like Bolivia or something like that. Got a cobble road here. Paz seems like a strong option here, to be honest. I think I might just go for that. Can I see anywhere else really being the case here? Not really. I think it's just La Paz, so let me go for that. I mean, I think it's a lot of red brick for Lima. Often kind of the poorer areas of Lima, there's less brick and there's more like mud kind of huts or something like that. So La Paz made a lot of sense, and it's even damage here. Nothing goes either way. So we're up to 4.5 times damage here. Any good guess now on a bigger country will spell the end for the other person. And this one is going to be somewhere in Malaysia. Obviously, we see the flag there. We do indeed have like a peninsula sticker there. I think KL makes a lot of sense here. I think KL makes a whole lot of sense. So let's just go for that. And it ends up being in Johor instead, so his guess is a little bit better. It's going to be a significant points of damage there, 1,000 points. So maybe I could have gotten that with the, there's a lot of palms, felt quite tropical, but to me, KL still seemed like the better option. And we have a hard round. Maybe feeling like Estonian island is possible here. It's a little hilly. It's a bit concerning, maybe. Could it be, could it be Poland? I don't think it's Poland, to be honest. Thinking of just trying Estonia here, to be honest. That or Lithuania I could see as well, but I think with the thin road I might even try Estonian Island here. Let's try it. I'm worried here. We'll see what happens though. And so it was actually Lithuania. That should be the game, although it's not a massive difference. Ends up being not quite the game. Wow. Okay, so given a lease on life, I had the right ideas, but unfortunately I went for the wrong way in the 50-50 there. So this next one is looking interesting. This should be somewhere in Finland, and I'm wondering, should I do something risky or should I be kind of more realistic here? How far north could this be? I might go like Tampere here or something like that. It feels pretty reasonable to me. I could still see Helsinki, but I want to go for something a bit interesting, I think. I mean, I would love to be able to see what that says. Forza. It probably is not a town name, but yeah, I don't see it. Okay. We do. Yes. Surely that's correct. Yes, huge stuff there. We actually see it just in time. It's a 5,000 point guess, but it's not going to be that much damage. I mean, Tampere still would have been fine enough to keep us in the game, so that's a good call there. And 6 times damage now. We are somewhere in Eswatini, are we? Oh, hold up, no, not at all. This is Ukraine. We can actually win here. We do have hills. Okay, I'm gonna go straight for it here. I would say like near Lviv could work nicely. We'll see. It ends up being all the way south here, so big damage again here. Wow, we're making our way back here. If we could win this game, that would be so huge. Oh, and this is the type of round where it's not looking good. I think this is just going to be somewhere in Malaysia again. Yeah, okay, that's not actually terrible. I thought it was going to be Singapore for a sec. Could this be Johor again? I think KL is probably safer here. We could survive if it's KL. I'm gonna go south side of KL here, like here in the mountains. Does that make sense? I'm gonna try it. Come on, baby. Oh man, it is KO. We're probably gonna survive that though. It's very minimal damage. Oh my gosh, 6.5. Oh my gosh, we're just in at 59 HP. My goodness, should have just gone more central there. That was absolutely hair raising. 7 times damage now, and it's gonna be a Lithuania. It's not what we wanted to see, to be honest. It's not what we wanted to see at all. Yeah, this is just random, right? I think I would just go here. We'll try it. And we end up being closer, that's huge. And so we're not gonna obviously knock him out, but it's gonna be 1.3k damage here. This would be such a good comeback. I really want to do it now. And we get an interesting one. This should be somewhere in Portugal, which is okay. I mean, we wanted the bigger country, obviously. We've not been lucky with getting big countries here. We've just been outplonking him every time. I would say southern here. I would say near Lisbon, though, maybe. Makes the most sense. So I think I'll just go for that. Yeah, I think we just go near Lisbon here. Let's go, if we see that to the north. Let's do it. Okay, come on, baby. I like this guess, but to be honest, like this could be anywhere in the country, and we just have to hope that this is decent. Hopefully there wasn't any clues. I don't think there was anything too much here, so let's see if we survive it. And no, it was the other side of Lisbon, bro. We lose on that. That's pretty devastating. 690 points damage, and G almost made it. Only 3 points lost, so it's really not too bad of a way to start the video, but still, it was a crazy game. And I want to play him again, so we get another opportunity to get big points here, because obviously if we beat him, if we're losing 3 points, we're getting like 30, so that's what we want. Okay, we are against Miss Glitchka here, and we do have a 1,000+ rated opponent here, so that's pretty good. This should be somewhere in New Zealand, thinking North Island still, as I look at all these concrete poles. Let's just go into Hamilton or something like that. Feels like a reasonable shout here. And so, another opportunity for big points here. Obviously, we're also 1,000+, but so I'm not really sure like what rating this person will be, but yeah, okay, ends up being right near Waiuku there, and we lose 122 points. Fine start. Dude, I feel like world map is definitely harder than diverse world and stuff like that. You end up with a lot of weird rounds where you're just tucked away in the corner and you can't see anything. But okay, this one looks like Indonesia to me. This thing, I think it's going to be Javanese, maybe? It's either that or Sulawesi. I'm trying to look at the roofs as well. Yeah, maybe it doesn't feel so Java after all. Might try Sulawesi here. We'll see if I'm correct about that. If not, that's fine, because we shouldn't lose too much in the way of points here. Look at these tiny yellow roads here. I wonder why these are classified as yellow roads and the ones around them aren't, but it's kind of funny. And so it ends up being Sulawesi indeed. That's a really nice guess. Ends up being some mountains, and so take 1.7k offer there. And so moving on to the next round here, should be somewhere in Eastern Europe, obviously. I'm thinking of Romania here, maybe. Well, the holes go all the way to the bottom of the pole, so maybe it's just Hungary, actually. I think I'll just hedge it in the middle in Hungary. Hungary often has quite a few wooden poles as well, so I think this is probably correct. Ends up being just 14 kilometers away, so a really nice guess there, but obviously she was pretty close as well. Next one here, what have we got going on? We've got someone waving to the Google camera. Not entirely obvious to me what that should be. I think that's some Cyrillic, so we go pretty quickly for Bulgaria here. Hopefully there's no Cyrillic in the area as well. I don't mind this guess. Sofia seems possible. We've got big mountains in the background, so I think that checks out. Like, Sofia definitely has these big mountains here. But yeah, it could be a little Plovdiv, maybe not so high mountains, but one of these ones inside this valley here, surely. And ends up being, yeah, south in this city here. Actually, not as big of a city as I may have thought, but definitely not a bad score for either of us there. Okay, so onto the healing round. We're in the lead here, so let's just guess super quickly. Not even sure if this would be South America. It's actually going to be somewhere in Israel, but I wanted to put the pressure on. Didn't really realize how easy that round was. We should have just taken the extra points, but whatever. Okay, next one is 1.5 times damage, and we should be somewhere in the UK here, I think. We'll actually be, where? France. Yeah, I guess France, right? Oh, it's set up for right-hand drive, so it should be somewhere in the north. Let's just try near Paris here. I think that's probably a decent shout. That speed sign, I don't know if that's like completely normal for France, but obviously we are going to be there with these signs like this. I still like my guess. I think it should be northern, because I thought UK off the bat. Surely it will be somewhere decently northern at least. And so it ends up being right near Paris, and she was able to pinpoint relatively nicely there, so 1.5 times damage. And that's a 392 points. And so next one here should be South Africa, which is good. I think I can do some damage there. It's going to be near Joburg and Pretoria. I'm pretty sure of it. Let's just go here. And yeah, it's pretty built up. So yeah, I really imagine that we're somewhere around there. I don't really see southern here, although it is possible. I think this kind of grass looks kind of like Queensland, and that's like a similar latitude to where I've guessed around Pretoria and Joburg here, but I guess we'll see. And so it ends up being all the way southern. Actually, it was in Geoguessr, or however you pronounce it. I know that was pretty much a fail, but you actually went in Gaborone. That is strange. Generation 2 shouldn't probably be guessing there as an experienced player, unless it was just on the South African side of the border. But okay, this one's South Korea. We'll just slam it in. Ends up being correct. But yeah, I guess the surprise there was that actually was southern when I said it wouldn't be. Sometimes coastal climates can screw with you a little bit, especially in South Africa. This one is somewhere in northern. I want to say northern Colombia. Could it be eastern instead though? Is possible, but I think I'm going to stick with northern here. I think it's just more likely with the dryness to it, so let's go in Barranquilla here and hope for the best. As I said, I could also see like Yopal area. Ends up being just a bit further south, so triple damage is not insignificant here. It's going to be big stuff. 1.5k. Definitely had a northern vibe to me, but I can certainly see that area where it was anyway. Next one here, we're in Europe. We got a short plate there. This one's just somewhere in Switzerland. Let's take a look. We've got a bit of Italian, do we? Yeah, okay, so going to be like I guess down here or something like that. Probably that city or something. Not really sure where they speak Italian, but I've just clicked as close as I can. Lugano seems like a good shout, I think. Let's see if we're actually correct about that. Surely our opponent here actually manages to see this Italian as well. I doubt that. She's probably just gone for the 5k, to be honest. And so it ends up being in Lugano. Wow. And she goes all the way northern. So a little bit of language hints go a long way there. And we end up with 1.3k damage. I did expect to be correct there, honestly, because I saw it was a big city and it was Italian speaking. It's not really a common combination, but we are in Canada now, and that's no good. That's no good. Maximum, so we're going to be somewhere, probably Ontario here. I like Ontario best. We got front plates, do we? Do we have front plates? Surely, this is English speaking, it's flat, it doesn't really look like BC to me. I'm gonna go for Toronto here. Toronto just makes so much more sense. Surely it does. Let's take a look around here. Yeah, still like it, to be honest. I think it's somewhere in Ontario, not really sure where, but surely Ontario is correct here. So we'll see. Be Toronto. And it was. Huge stuff. She goes in Calgary. Didn't find the front plates, and so we come out with a win here. So how much rating are we going to gain here? Playing certainly better than last week this time, and yeah, we got 23 points damage. Let's go. Let's see what we end up with here on the next round, and it's going to be the same opponent, so that's good. Obviously, coming out with the confidence on the last one, this should be an opportunity to gain even more points here. This pole here is Italian. Yeah, just going straight for Italy here, maybe more... Actually, I like northern here rather than southern, I think. Let's go Bologna. And it ends up being in the south, but she goes in North America. Very confident guess for, not the best one. I mean, we had a lot of European architecture there. Very interesting that she put me into bat before she knew where it was, but must have reminded her of something. This one should be somewhere in... I guess it's probably just Finland, right? Let's try it. And it ends up being in Finland indeed. Wow, throwing the game for some reason. Guesses in West Virginia again. Thank you so much, Miss Glitchka, for the free rate. But interesting there. I guess we'll go again. If she wants to give us more rating, we'll take it on this road. Maybe a bit of a cheap way to get it, but okay. Let's see if she goes West Virginia again. So this one, we have short plates. Italy, obviously, with the double blues. I think just Rome could make sense here, so I'll try that maybe. And she goes West Virginia again. You know, she's going in Cheat Lake. And what is the meaning of that? She's spamming the emotes, going in Cheat Lake here. Let's see if we can get another 2-rounder. Is she actually shooting? I mean, I thought it was strange when she went Gaborone on the Generation 2. This is a unique situation. I can't say I've ever really come across around like an opponent like this, should we say. But okay, I'm going to go around the center of the country here. Ends up being just in Ulaanbaatar, should have guessed there, but it's another 2-round victory. And she goes in Cheat Lake again. Yeah, this is interesting. Is she calling me a cheater? No, I'm sure she's calling herself a cheater or something. I don't understand what's going on here. Quite honestly, I do not, but we're taking the free damage. I feel like I should stop after this one. This is probably not interesting viewing. So maybe I'll just cut out this game and take the 3 points. Okay, we have a new opponent now, Jade. I actually didn't mean to press play again, but hey, at least we didn't get the same opponent, and now we are playing probably somewhere in Laos or Thailand here. This is probably northern Thailand, but it's actually kind of hard to say. Could still be Laos with these mountains. And so, a lot of the time he gets this kind of thing, maybe up on the northern border here. I'm going to go on Nan. Let's try that. And so it ends up being like right near Bangkok there, but Jade goes all the way in Philippines, so a great amount of damage on round 1 here. This is another 1,000 plus rated opponent, so a win here would be huge. It would take us above 1,100. And so what have we got here? I really thought Portugal, so I'm just going to go for it. Hopefully the plates don't say otherwise. I mean, I really went rather hastily here. This is probably just like Croatia or something. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's not Portugal. No. Okay, it was Portugal. Wow. Okay, so luckily I went off my vibes, I guess. I guess this was one situation where no moving actually trumped moving, and we come away with maybe a bit lucky, maybe a bit skilled outcome there. We'll see. But next one here is interesting again. I would say I guess with an antenna. This is surely Eastern Europe. Red, what's that red highway shield there? Oh no, it's gonna be like Slovakia or something. Yeah, these are wide profile ones. This is Slovakia. Pretty sure of it. And so this little green sign here, I think this should be, yeah, that's the Slovakian. Wow, we got really close there. Couldn't get my words out probably, but that was the Slovakian font on the sign there, so really a fine result for us there. Glad I took my time, thought about it, didn't make any silly guess there. And this one should be somewhere in North Macedonia? Oh, green blur here, that is strange. Is this actually just going to be somewhere in, yeah, Estonia, I guess? Yeah, it's an Estonian sign. Okay, didn't expect that necessarily, but we'll take it. And it ends up being a good guess. She goes on the island. And so another good amount of points for us here. So if only we got some of these guesses in the multiplier time, but we're moving on to healing now. We're on essentially full health, so we'll go quickly here. We've got an interesting like rift here, so obviously we'll just go somewhere over in Albania here. But interesting that we have like this orange number plate as well. If you know what that's about, do tell me. But okay, it's perfect for Jade. She managed to get 1.2k health back there. And we move on to the next round, which is 1.5 times damage. So hopefully, you know, we get some nice rounds to accompany the ones we had at the start of the game. And this one is interesting. We've got a black car here with no antenna. We're driving right. We've got white center lines. Is this Russia? I guess these pole tops kind of look Russian. It's Caucasus or what are these trees about? So the sun is to the south, or in the northern hemisphere. This could be like a whole different number of places in Russia, I feel. These trees feel very warm. Like it's almost like eucalyptus trees or something. And I really don't think I should give her too much time. She seems pretty good at pinpointing. So the question is like, where is it? Like out here somewhere, or is it over here somewhere? I would say this is quite far southern. I think I'll go for that. Oh my gosh, but it's a little worrying, isn't it? Okay, I'll just go there. 1.5 times damage. The game may well end here. Kind of depends. Oh no, it's not even Russia. It's gonna be, wow, it's Turkey. We're not actually gonna get knocked out here, fortunately, because I guess it's no good. But I thought they were Russian Poles, bro. I don't really know what I was thinking there, but normally you wouldn't see that car in Russia, so I guess it was kind of a bad guess. Okay, so this one is going to be somewhere in Vienna, the classic world map Vienna moment, and of course it's going to be fine there. But yeah, wow, that was a tough round. Unfortunately, I went for Caucasus. If I had have gone for anywhere out in Asia, that would have been seriously problematic. But we end up in USA here, and I feel like my USA skills at the moment are pretty good. So let's see if I can work it out here. We got front plates, got depressing winter coverage here. I think this should be US over Canada for my money, but I'm not sure what state. So that kind of does make things a little concerning. Kind of feels Midwestern, and if we have front plates, maybe Ohio, maybe Illinois. I don't mind Illinois here, to be honest. What does that say? Derby or Burby County? 519 doesn't really help me too much. I think I just got to go for it here. Maybe Ohio is safer. Let's go for Ohio instead. Guess is in. Love to move here. Yeah, it almost feels a bit more southern, you know, with front plates though. Maybe I'll just go southern or higher here, kind of catch it all in this guess. I don't think it's Canada. Well, wow, okay, Detroit. Oh, it is Canada. I was gonna say, just at the last second, those pole tops felt very Ontario, these ones here. If I had have paid conscious attention to that, I think I could have gotten it, but it wouldn't have mattered too much anyway, because we were fairly close. And so the next one here will be somewhere in Albania, is it, or what? Or is it, we have no antenna, I guess. Yeah, so it should be Serbia then. I don't mind this. This should be just like somewhere nearby Bosnia or something like that, I reckon. Could even be further south, because I see these hills in the background. They're pretty big, but we'll see. I don't mind my guess still. And so it ends up being, yeah, all the way south, unfortunately. Really could have gotten that had I been a bit more observant, but it's fine. 177 damage is just okay. This one looks like Spain, maybe. Could definitely see Spain or Portugal working out here. We've got a long antenna. We have Eastern European vibes going on here. No blue strip on the plate as far as I can tell. So I think this would be somewhere in Croatia then. I think Croatia probably makes the most sense here. Let's try it. Could be near Slovenia as well. Let's just go near Zagreb. I really hope this is correct. Long antenna's a bit strange. Could it even be Slovakia still? It's a bit dry for that maybe. Oh, we got Cyrillic even. Oh no, Montenegro. No rifts, and so that's going to be huge damage there. Not quite enough to knock us out, but really puts us right on the edge. It wasn't exactly a hard round. Long antenna at Montenegro. It's just the lack of the rifts. It was very dry. I should have gotten that correct, really. And so we're back in that part of the world. Jade seems good at it, unfortunately. Probably a European, whereas I am not. I think this might be Croatia again. It's like rounds like these where I just let the opponent look for too long and it gets too hard, you know? I don't quite know where to go here. I think I'll just go for Croatia though. Let's try it. Let's go Zagreb. Second time's a charm, maybe? I mean, I think we do see some blue strips here, some without, so it seems at least possible that we're correct. Let's see this plate here. We do have some blue strips. It ends up being in Romania. That's definitely enough to take us out. Why do we have no blue strips on half the cars there? I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely a tough round on the border with Serbia there. Okay, not to worry. We'll go for a few more here. And so we've got significant otters. If we win this game, we'll end the video. If not, we'll go for another. But okay, we got some red houses here. This feels like Oslo or Sweden or something like that. That sign maybe feels more Norwegian to me, so I think I will just try Oslo. Could be Bergen, could just be over the border in Sweden, as I said. And so it was in Oslo, a really nice start against significant otters here. It's going to be 1,000 points damage. Nice. Okay, next one here, we do appear to be somewhere in Europe, and we have 5 dashes on the crossing, so it can't be Norway again. Architecture is interesting. I was thinking of Denmark here, perhaps. Green number plate, though. Okay, so why do we have 5 dashes? I thought we normally have 4 in Norway, but I will try Oslo again with based on this, and this time it was actually Trondheim. So why do we have 5 dashes there? I'm pretty sure that Norway uses 4, no? Maybe I'm tripping, but okay, interesting there. Next one, we should be somewhere in Europe again, so would like to see less Europe. It's probably my weakest place, but we have Ul for Ulica. or something like that. Utsa. So it probably should be somewhere in Poland. Yeah, UL is definitely Polish, and this feels southern. This feels way southern to me with the hills, so feeling good about this guess. I mean, we'll see. Language clue definitely came through, but the Poles should be the big clue here. Also, it says PL, so yeah, no chance we get too many points on this round, but it is just Katowice, so that's a nice little result for us, I would say. So what are we going to be in next here? Round number 4. We appear to be somewhere in Europe again. Great. We have this this segmented pole, so I think this should just be somewhere in Portugal for that reason. Thinking central here makes a lot of sense. Definitely a lot of Portuguese architecture, but I think our opponent should know the poles and be able to get a decent guess here. Hello, she's just chilling on the windowsill here. And yeah, once you get to this road, this section of road, I think it's pretty easy. But you go to Spain, so not a bad result. Ends up being quite far north there. Another 1,000 points damage, so definitely nothing too bad this round. I mean, we have not taken any damage. I feel like I'm playing pretty well again. We have big hills here in Argentina. Obviously, we're full health, so we just go in for our guess. Do we have anything useful here? We do. Region Cunyo. So can he find Cunyo? He is not able to, so that's actually good for us. He's not going to get too much in the way of healing here. So, a 2,000 point advantage here. Anyone's game still well and truly. Let's see what we got going on here. And so we have some taller poles here. I would love to move here, man. But I think it's going to be, this is like Alps architecture, so I think it's going to be somewhere like Slovenia, Austria border maybe. That's really my vibe here. Let's see if that works. Ends up being in Slovenia indeed. A good guess from significant otters, so not too much damage there at all. Double damage, and have we left Europe yet? I don't believe we have, but this one's going to be somewhere in Poland. I'm just going central here. Hold up. Did I just make a huge mistake? Yellow field and sign. I'm actually so confused now because you don't normally see so many wooden poles like that in Poland. It ends up being right on the border, and that makes a lot of sense. We do big damage here, 700 points, but that makes a lot of sense. I don't think you'd normally see a wooden pole like that in central Poland, like where I click. Fortunately, I didn't have time to panic, and I'd already made my guess. This one should be somewhere in Uruguay, I imagine. Poles might feel more Argentinian. I could see that. Might just guess on the border between the two countries here. I think it still feels more Uruguayan to me, so I'll just go there near Concordia. And it ends up being just near Montevideo, so 2.5 times damage. This is not nothing. This is going to be big damage. 2,000 points. Brings it right down to even here. That's annoying. The capital city guesser gets away with it, but triple damage now. Hopefully this is a hard round. It is. What are these tridents doing, bro? Eastern European architecture. Could I see Poland here? Could I see southern Poland? I think I might try that. Oh, we got bollards. Hungarian maybe, or Czechoslovak. I think it's Czechoslovak bollards. So let's go Czechia. Let's go Czechia here. I like that the best. Here seems good, and it is Czechia. Nice. You go Slovakia. Very, very fair enough. And probably found those bollards faster than I did, so that's kind of lucky that we saw those before we made our guess. And this one is another hard round. Oh no, I don't like this. Have we had a single round outside of Europe yet? This is crazy, bro. I'm even thinking Luxembourg here. Why am I thinking Luxembourg? Or yeah, I think it's gonna be Luxembourg or like Belgium. One more turn around here before I make my guess. Surely, bro. It's not USA or anything. I'm confident about that. So I think we survive here regardless. Feeling decent here. Ends up being Switzerland. Are you kidding me? Well, that was Gen 3. Wow, that's a really weird way to win. He goes Slovakia. That's a crazy round, man. Was that just some weird Gen 2? I don't even know what the heck was going on, but we end up the video at almost 1,100 points. So finally making some progress. Let's see where we've ended up in the world here. So we are now number 537, just behind Druv and Gouch. Okay, nice. Let's make it up to the top 100 very soon. That's really what I want to do here. But guys, I think like 537 is a decent effort. We can definitely push higher than that without a doubt. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'll see you guys in one very soon. Guys, this series will continue and I will get further, but in the meantime, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.